Ahora le vamos a preguntar sobre aquella famosa maniobra del año 2000 en Bélgica sobre Michael Schumacher con Ricardo Sonta en el medio y tratar de relacionarla con lo que la gente no debe hacer en las calles manejando el auto, ¿no? Mika, everybody in the whole world remember that famous, incredible maneuver over Michael Schumacher with Ricardo Sonta between you and Schumi in Spa 2000. The people must know drive the car of this way in the street, no? On the roads.
Yeah. It was definitely unbelievable Grand Prix for me. Yeah. You know, the whole race, way it happened. You know, I was leading a race at one point comfortably. So I was leading a race, you know, but because the circuit was a little bit damped. It's been raining before in the morning, so the curbs, when you're running over the curbs.
Nos decía Mika que él estaba, bueno, peleando el liderazgo de la carrera, que estaba un poco húmedo el piso, sobre todo también en los cordones, por alguna pequeña lluvia de las habituales de Spa en la mañana.
So I touched the one curb coming out of the corner and I spun. Yeah. And obviously I was able to keep the engine running all the time, and of course the Michael, you know, went past, and I said, well, I don't want to use the words, but anyway, I start chasing him, of course, like no tomorrow.
Dice que había hecho un pequeño trompo en esa humedad que había en la pista y lo vio a Michael Schumacher pasar. Bueno, y él pensó que lo iba a tener seguramente que correr y ahora vemos cómo sigue.
So there was about 10 laps to go, something like this. It's a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly everything, but it was about 10 laps to go, and I knew I knew I was quicker than Michael. I knew I have one place to overtake him, which was after the Rouge, the long straight. That was the place for me to overtake him.
Near Les Combes.
Yes.
Decía que él ya sabía, se había tomado unas 10 vueltas aproximadamente y que sabía que tenía un solo lugar para pasarlo después de Eau Rouge, rumbo en la larga recta hacia Les Combes a Michael.
So, of course, I was focusing for that situation every lap, and you know the Spa is a really long track, so you have to wait a long time.
7 kilometers.
And concentrating only that one overtaking place. And every time when I tried to overtake Michael on the straight, he was closing a door, that way I was going across. So I said, you know, and I was not very happy about that. So I thought, you know, I'm gonna run out of laps. You know, it was any more few laps to go, and I thought, you know, I have to overtake him. So I had to wait again another lap.
Bueno, decía que ustedes saben que la pista mide 7 kilómetros, es muy larga, sabía que en esa recta es donde lo tenía que superar, que estaba prácticamente ya quedándose sin vueltas y bueno, también en un momento donde había poca ala en el auto, por la recta esa es que tenía que aprovechar, ustedes vieron el gesto que hizo recién Mika, ¿no?
So then was, like I said, about 3 laps to go, and Michael was leading and I was running behind, and we go through to Eau Rouge. And I decided to go to Rouge. I decided, okay, I'm gonna just keep it flat. I'm not gonna lift the throttle at all.
Dice que faltaban 3 vueltas, que cuando se zambullía prácticamente en Eau Rouge, él ya sabía que iba flat, como lo dice él, a fondo, directamente con el auto, y ese era el momento, ¿no?
And normally you do that only in a qualifying. You don't do that in a races, because the car is heavy, the tires are not fresh, and you are not in a qualifying trim.
Normalmente ese tipo de maniobras se hace en clasificación, donde el auto está liviano y no pesado como en una carrera.
So I decided to make a risk. I said, okay, that's it, you know, and I made it fine, on the limit, and then start closing for Michael all the time. And I knew he will close the door again. And I thought, okay, what's going to happen?
Ahí comenzó a acercarse a Michael, pero vio que posiblemente le iba a cerrar otra vez la puerta, como ya había ocurrido también en la carrera.
And then I can see, on the distance, I can see Ricardo Sonta. And he was driving middle of the track. Not inside, not outside, middle of the track. I said, uh-huh. And I was catching Michael, and I was thinking, okay, if the Michael goes inside, of course I will go outside. But the condition of the circuit was in that way, when you go to braking point, end of that straight, inside was wet and outside was dry.
Bueno, él decía que si Michael iba por adentro, él iba a ir por afuera o viceversa. Pero también aclara, estaba Ricardo Sonta en el medio, recuerden la maniobra, que las condiciones en el frenaje de esa curva, por la parte interior estaba húmedo, la pista estaba algo mojada todavía.
So Michael decided to pass Ricardo on the
Outside,
left,
yeah.
so I decided to go inside. And then when I saw this happening, I was just thinking, like, if the Ricardo not changed the line inside, I tell you, it's going to be a big mess. So he stayed on the middle, and I can imagine what he felt, you know.
Bueno, así como lo está contando, así se puso cuando él vio que Michael Schumacher había decidido ir por la parte izquierda, por la parte de fuera de la pista, y a él le quedaba la parte interna, en la parte que ya había mencionado que era húmeda.
And I'm sure Ricardo had to change his pants after the race, you know. But yes, and I overtook Michael, and it was an amazing situation because we were going 300 kilometers per hour. So fantastic feeling.
Bueno, y después que lo vio, cuando él decidió ir por adentro, con Sonta en el medio, había visto que viniendo a 300 kilómetros por hora era un feeling, un sentimiento realmente fantástico que tenía la maniobra. People in the roads must drive so quiet, no this way, like in Spa.
Absolutely.
In the road and in street in the city.
Absolutely, and many people ask me, so Mika, how are you driving on the road? And I'm driving slowly. I mean, respecting the limits. And because I have no reason to drive fast on the roads, because there is people who don't, you know, they don't have experience.
Yes.
There's younger people, there's older people. So
Le preguntábamos sobre que una persona común en las calles, en las rutas o en una ciudad no puede manejar como él lo había hecho en Spa ese año. Y nos dice que efectivamente, que mucha gente le pregunta y él le dice que hay que manejar tranquilo porque hay mucha gente manejando que no tiene demasiada experiencia o que realmente van con otro objetivo, como paseando también.
that's why my experience, what I have in my past history in motor racing, it's very useful to campaign after racing what I do now, to campaign what I do with Johnny Walker. Yeah. And we're doing a campaign all around the world, educating people, never drink and drive.
You are walking around the world with Johnny Walker.
we are not, luckily, we are not walking, no.
Nos decía que él está en esta campaña involucrado con la gente de Johnny Walker alrededor de todo el mundo, justamente en este tipo de campañas para concientizar al público de cómo debe manejar. And no alcohol.
No, never drink and drive.
Never.
And we, like I said, you know, last 2 years I've been going more than 20 countries, and we've been having big press conferences, big public appearances, and I've been telling the message with Johnny Walker. Join the pact, that way you give in your signature and you join in a pact, that way you commit yourself that you never drink and drive.
Yes.
And this saving a lot of lives.
Bien, esta campaña nos aclaraba que ha salvado también un montón de vidas porque nunca se debe beber alcohol al momento de manejar. Ha dado conferencias y ha dado charlas sobre todo este tema alrededor de todo el mundo. Nos estamos quedando con poco tiempo, estamos casi en el final.
The last question, which is the repercussion about in the people? What say the people about this campaign?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
The persons, what say about the never drink if you can drive?
Does public accept your message?
Absolutely, you know, to conductor designado.
Yes.
So if you go, if you go out in a nightclub or restaurant or the bar and you have some alcohol, before you go there, speak to your friend or your parents or whatever, and the person who
You don't drink, you drove.
Exactly.
You drive.
The person who has not been drinking, drive you back home.
Okay.
And different countries, we have done different campaigns in different